full meal costs a fraction of the cost of takeout. Stick around until the end and I'll show you that one final pantry trick that gives it that restaurant style finish. Bourbon break. I'm only making a small meal today, about 1 or 2 bowls, so we're only going to use a ½ pound of flank steak. Now you can use any type of beef, but this is what we're going to use today. To start off, I want to cut with the grain. You see the grain running this way, because when we slice it thin, we're going to slice it against the grain. That is almost ½ pound exactly. That way once they're cooked, they won't be chewy, tender in your mouth. Now Genghis Khan was the warlord who built the Mughal Empire and conquered half of the known world back in the 1200s. So when this dish got named Mongolian beef, it had nothing to do with him, but it sure sounded awesome. Which brings us to Mr. Wu Ji Aonan. He created it as a marketing move in the 1950s Taiwan. He was a Chinese-born restaurateur trying to push his new stir-fry. So he felt Mongolian barbecue sounded more exotic and appealing to Americans, and it worked. And funny enough, he left the restaurant business to become a comedian. Now that our beef is in the bowl, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I tried to start a bowling league for the cattle the other day, but the stakes were too high. 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. 1 teaspoon of teriyaki. A ½ teaspoon of our upside down brown sugar. And just a pinch of baking soda. And we're just gonna mix this all together really well. And then let these beautiful slices rest for 10 to 15 minutes. While that rests, let's make a sauce for the pool party. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Where do we do our upside down brown sugar? There it is. It was upside down, so I couldn't find it. 2½ to 3 tablespoons of upside down brown sugar. 3 tablespoons of beef broth. 3 to 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. 1 to 2 teaspoons of teriyaki. This recipe has its pros and cons. The con is it's seriously addictive. 1 to 2 tablespoons of chopped green onion. And then we want to thinly slice some for garnish at the end. Pan is heated up with about 1 tablespoon of oil at medium-high heat. We'll just drop the meat in there. These will only take about 1 minute, 2 minutes each side. While we wait for that, I made a slurry with 2 tablespoons of beef broth and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Okay, we don't want to cook them all the way through, so let's go ahead and remove them from the heat. Now we're just going to turn that pan down a little bit. We'll pour that sauce in there. Genghis would be mad if we burn these. We'll add our slurry. We'll invite our broccoli to the pool party, and we'll add the beef right back to the pool party. Now everybody's having a party. What's the difference between broccoli and a dad joke? Even if the broccoli's cheesy, the kids won't like it. All right, let's take it off the heat. Let's add some of our rice. This meal's so affordable, I might be able to afford another bourbon for the next bourbon break, or at least a cola. This is gonna be 100 times better than takeout. And here's that final trick I was talking about. Just a little bit of sesame seed oil over top. Gives it a nice glaze. And then some toasted sesame seeds or regular sesame seeds. And then finally, a couple of them green onions. Look how beautiful that is. Genghis would approve of this, mostly because he'd take it by force. Now that you've mastered the fast and cheap, you gotta see how I do low and slow without breaking the bank with my maple bourbon ribs. Next time, y'all, bourbon break, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.